Today's episode of This Week in Startups is brought to you by Hiscox. Go to hiscoxusa.com/smallbiz for your business insurance needs. And by GoToMeeting. Sign up for GoToMeeting today by using promo code START to begin your free trial.
Oh, hey everybody. I'm your host, Jason Calcanis. I'm just back from my European trip, and I went to Paris.
Where else did you go?
Paris and Venice. But today on the program, Paris is coming to us. We're going to hear from 6 great startups at the This Week in Startups Paris Meetup right now.
That's what it's all about, man. They said money is the root of all evil. What? Funny how it feeds my people. Yeah. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money, and defeat you. Yeah. Money is the root of all evil. What? Funny how it feeds my people. Yeah. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money, and defeat you.
Yes, it's the Paris Meetup. Kirsten Winker is with us today, and we are going to see we're going to see the top 3 startups of the 6 who presented, and then hopefully we'll be able to have a little time to get to the next 3. There's a lot of great startups around the world doing incredible innovation. Last time we saw Balloon, which was an amazing startup that did, as you remember, sort of conference audience polling, which we're absolutely going to use at the launch conference. We have to, because it's like I've been waiting for that software, and you've been in on these conversations where people come in and like, hey, we want to do audience polling, and they're like, great, and then they're like, give us 50 dimes. Yeah. And I'm like, what? 50 dimes? 25 dimes? What? Yeah. Anyway, it's insane. And we're going to have a great episode, and one thing I saw that was amazing was that we passed 100 people in the producers program, the Backchannel. Yeah. And the Backchannel is basically a Google group. And you get access to this Google group, and everybody's having this crazy discussion about producing the show, but then there's all these spin-off discussions about, I want to create a startup for this. I want to create a Chrome extension for that. I'm looking for a technical co-founder. I'm looking for a business co-founder. I'm looking for an angel investor. I met with this angel investor. It's like this crazy advice group. And so, we doubled the rate when it hit 50. We doubled the rate when it hit 100. Yep. And now the pace of people signing up has increased. Like 110 people are producers. And it's a good list when people are debating there's too much good stuff. That's right. Yeah. So now there's a big debate going on. The list is too powerful. There's too much going on the list. And I said, listen, if you don't want to get the list in email, go to the web. And everybody's like, we need to create a forum. I'm like, well, Google Groups is a forum in the web. Anyway, go join the producers program. We call it the Backchannel. And it's twistlist.co. And find the level of contribution that's right for you. If you get value from the show, $20 a month I think is a pretty reasonable thing. It's a couple of Starbucks. So give up the Starbucks, drink a cup of tea, and be part of the producers program. You'll get a lot more out of it. And one thing you're going to get a lot out of is GoToMeeting. Oh, GoToMeeting. I had a private tour of their new product that's coming out, which I can't say too much about, but let's just say Skype.
Really?
You got a problem.
Wow.
I have seen the HD and GoToMeeting's new product. Yeah. We're going to use it for this kind of stuff because we're sort of telecommuting people into the show. Yeah. It was flawless HD because you're paying, so they have the better servers, the dedicated stuff. When something is free, you kind of get what you pay for. But man, their HD product that's coming out, I'm not just saying that as a sponsor. I'm just saying because we've been in GoToMeetings and said, oh, do we need video or not? And then when you're in Skype and you're trying to do video, and it's like, oh, you can either have desktop sharing or you can have video, and that's terrible because you really want both. The new GoToMeeting. Both, and it works flawless. I was just like, whoa. Anyway, go sign up for GoToMeeting because they're constantly updating the program. I was on the phone with the product manager, and he's like going through all the features they're adding. And there was actually another feature I didn't know they had. Did you know when you're in a GoToMeeting, if somebody's sharing their desktop, if you click on their desktop, they can give you permission to edit the document? I didn't know that.
No, I didn't.
And I was like, wait, when did you add that feature? He's like, oh, we had that. I was like, what? Wow. I was like, it's like, this is what great products are about. When you discover some new feature in it that is so chock full of good features. GoToMeeting is a perfect example. You just discover something new every time you use the program. And so you could be working collaborative on a document. But with this new video feature stuff that's coming out, you could be doing that and looking at each other in the eyes and making changes to a document. But you could do any application. It doesn't matter what application. And the other person doesn't need to have the application, right? Because you're sharing your desktop. So you got a copy of Keynote. Yeah. Fine, we'll edit it in Keynote. You got a copy of PowerPoint?
On your computer.
Fine, your Windows on Mac, who cares? Right. GoToMeeting solves all those problems. Wow. Go ahead and use the promo code START for a free 30-day trial. This is an essential piece of software for you to have in your toolkit as an entrepreneur. and I love GoToMeeting, and I use it. And everybody knows, to be a sponsor of the program, you have to be a product that we use and that we can endorse. And that's why the ads on the show don't feel like ads. They just go by. 2-minute ads, 3-minute ads. It just goes by very quickly because we're talking about something we're already passionate about. What's that? Can you get your croissant?
You know, I just got into this whole new juice diet.
Oh, you in the juice diet? That's so funny you say that because I had a pint of carrot apple juice yesterday. Did you see the documentary about the guy big, sick, and
Fat, sick, and
dying?
And nearly
Is that
dead.
why?
Yes.
It's so kismet. I watched it 2 nights ago, and
I did
yesterday
too.
I
Friday
only watched
night.
the first 20 minutes.
I watched the whole thing. Wait till the end.
I don't want to see the end yet. Don't tell me anything because I'm about 20 minutes in of fat, dying, and
Yes.
whatever.
Sick, fat, and nearly dying.
Sick fat. It was an Australian guy who comes in and
Nearly
starts
dead,
drinking.
yeah.
And he just starts drinking juice for 60 days. So yesterday I just ordered a pint of carrot apple juice, and I drank that. We'll go after the show.
Whole Foods.
All right, Whole Foods. We'll go after the show. Okay, thank you, GoToMeeting. Let's go to Paris. Wait, I think that means we play the graphic that we're going to Paris, correct? Here we go. Wow. Is there any music for that graphic or no? It's just we fade into Paris.
Just people making sounds in the background.
I like that. You know what the great best part about that graphic is?
No.
We licensed that photo for my stock photo.
Oh.
Beautiful photo.
It is. That's
Kirsten, how are you doing? Sorry to miss you when I was in Paris.
We're doing very well, Jason. How are you?
I am great. I am great. I had an awesome time when I was in Paris, staying in the first Androsman. That is the fancy place, right?
Right.
Ooh la
I
la.
imagine it was great.
My room was looking out on the Garden Tuileries. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Tuileries. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and boy, did I have such a great experience. And I came during the summer sale. Kirsten, I mean, how amazing is the summer sale in Paris?
Yeah, I think we all take advantage of the summer sales in Paris.
We don't have this equivalent, but what I understand is that the summer sale is like, is it required that all stores have a summer sale?
Yeah, well, you have it twice a year for summer and winter. And so, yeah, it's more or less a month's period. And it's sort of required. So you start at probably 50% off, and it can go up to 70% off.
Amazing. So I'm there. And you know, the thing in the United States is, in Paris, you walk around, the homeless guy is wearing an amazing blazer. I'm like, I want that. Seriously, I walked by a homeless guy, and I was like, that's a great blazer. Where did you get the blazer? But everybody is dressed so well in Paris. It is unbelievable. It makes the people in the United States look like slobs. Like, literally, everybody's dressed aces. And then you go to the summer sale, and you realize why. There's a Kenzo suit I'm wearing right now. Kenzo suit. Kenzo suit, you know, it's very expensive. It's not cheap. No. 800 euro there. And then it was summer sale, it's 50% off. I was buying suits for $500, $600, $700. In the United States, I get suits fitted by a tailor. It's $1,500. You go to any decent suit store, it's $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. This is why everybody looks so good, because they got a good system. The summer sale, I bought 7 suits in one day. Wow. I was like, screw it. I'm just going to replace my whole wardrobe. That's pretty obnoxious, I know, but wow. I was like, screw it. I'm just going to drop 5 dimes on suits. Start over.
But now you're doing the juice diet, they're not going to fit.
No, I need to do the juice diet for them to fit, because everybody, that's the other thing about Paris. Everybody is so slender and good looking, and I love Paris. I'm going to retire in Paris. When I retire, I'm going to retire. So, Kirsten, you have 6 great startups. Who's the first?
Yeah, this time it was incredibly hard for us to pick. So we really had a difficult time. But anyway, so the first one is Charles from StudyKa.com.
Okay, Charles. Okay, Charles from StudyKa. StudyKa. Hey, Charles, how are you doing?
Very well.
Okay, get really close to that microphone and tell us, give us the pitch for StudyKa. And I'm looking at it right now. I have it up on my screen. Here,
okay, so first of all, Jason, I have a question for you. Do you know what the common point between Facebook, Google, the Blue Jeans, and the TWiST music is? They were all invented by people under 24. At StudyKa, we strongly believe in the creative minds and solutions of Gen Y. They are today's bright students and tomorrow's consumers and talents. So what happens on StudyKa is that companies submit challenges online regarding innovation, strategy, or communication, and the students form teams with students from other fields, namely engineering, business, arts, design, sociology, everything. We've already organized operations with big French corporations. The latest is international and has attracted students from Indonesia, from Argentina, from the United States, from Romania, from almost everywhere in the world. So right now we are international, we are sustainable. We are looking for two things: new customers and funds.
Awesome. Okay, very good, very good. So I think I understood the concept very well, and I'm looking at the website, which makes it pretty clear. For example, you have a challenge out to students, and Canal Plus, which is a great television.
Very famous French TV channel, actually.
Yes, the French TV channel. They were actually the producers of my favorite film of last year, Carlos. Did you see the film Carlos, the miniseries?
Yeah, for sure.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Did you see the 7-hour version, or did you see the 3-hour version?
No, I've seen the short version.
You saw the short version? Oh,
yeah, only the short version.
Mon Dieu.
I'm not into terrorism that much, so.
It's not about terrorism. It's about an individual who is on a mission and goes insane. I mean, it's a character study, if anything. But you need to see this. I'm giving you homework right now. Your homework is
for sure. That's passion in the wrong sense of the term.
Yes, but an amazing film by Canal Plus. So basically, Canal Plus is like saying HBO here in the United States for people who don't know. And here, the winner and the prize is build. Basically, they want them to imagine the future of television. So instead of coming up with their own ideas and having a bunch of old people do it, they give some prizes. Like here it says they gave away a 3D TV, an iPad 2, an Xbox Kinetic, and they had to come up with ideas. And the teams came up with ideas, first, second, and third place. Innovative community. Yeah. So how did that work for these guys?
For the students or for the companies?
I'm more concerned with the company. I know the students are going to love this because it's basically like a free job interview, right? They get to...
Yeah, exactly. They have a chance to prove what they are capable of and meet top management, get prizes, job and internship opportunities. So for them, it's really cool.
Right.
And for the companies, actually, we contact them having identified a problem or business issue that can be solved by students. And then we work hand in hand to put it online, design all the graphic stuff around the space they will have. We take the communication, we take charge of the communication. We managed all the challenge, providing analytics, providing a voting system at the end of the challenge if they are willing to use it. So it's really a turnkey product for the companies.
And I see here, I'm watching it, the guys, they actually produced a really well-produced video here showing their project.
Yeah, actually, it's amazing what they are doing. We were students last year, and we are still amazed at the quality of what they produced.
I'm actually looking at this one interface here, and it's in French, so I don't really necessarily understand it, but it's basically a grid of all the shows, and then this guy just dragged the shows into his playlist, I assume. Now he's getting onto the train, and I guess he's going to watch his playlist, or maybe his playlist when he gets home. He's going to turn his TV on, and that playlist is synced.
Yes,
so he basically did, look, he's programming his TV viewing experience and the timeline on his phone, and then he's playing that through his phone, which is, and we're starting to see that happen already.
And what's happening next is using the iPhone as a remote controller.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
genius.
With some new features that are not really existing today.
So I'm an investor in a company called Challenge Post. You may have heard of, I'm sure.
Yes, sure.
How do you differentiate yourself from Challenge Post?
Actually, because we only have big corporations on the platform, because we really want the students to get job and internship opportunities at the end of each operation. And also we differentiate from the team making and the fact that the students really get an opportunity to meet and to form the dream team with the students from other fields, from engineering, as I said, business, arts, sociology. The winners from Canal Plus, there is one student from multimedia, another one from literature, and the last one from sociology. So
awesome.
Who have guessed that?
And don't forget the government. The government has funds. The government lacks innovation typically. And one thing that the Challenge Post folks have had great success with is powering our government here in the United States to do stuff with the data that's available and belongs to the citizens of the United States. So they're doing something with the MTA here, you can see, and they're doing something with the White House. So yeah, I love this idea. I think the idea, I'm obviously a big fan of the idea because I invested in Challenge Post, so I give the idea 10. I think this is one of the most innovative ways to solve problems, and I think Contest, the X Prize, Challenge Post, what StudyKa is doing, it's all very important because a lot of times the problems we have in society can be solved with great ideas. I mean, execution is important, but a public discourse of ideas is so important. And I love the execution. This is a very, very well executed site. I feel like whoever built this site understands. And for a beta site, it's very good. I give the site like I give the execution a 7.5. So like it'll be a 10, but you know after 3 iterations, most people don't come out of the gate. So I give it a 7.5 and a 10. What do you give it, Tyler?
7.
7 for what? Idea or execution?
I think I'll give it a. I'm closer towards 8 on the idea, 7.5 on the idea.
Okay, so 7.5 on the idea.
On the build out, it looks like a 7.
Okay, so you're basically think this is a solid effort.
Yes.
Okay, all right, very very well done, StudyKa. Am I pronounced StudyKa is how you like to pronounce it, or StudyKa?
Yeah, StudyKa. Actually, it's like in French we use the word verlan when you put the words upside down.
Ah.
So if you put it upside down, it makes case study.
Okay. Case study, got it. Okay. StudyKa, very, very good. Well done. Well done, Charles.
So,
Everybody give Charles a little golf clap there. All right, next up, Kirsten, who do we have next?
Yeah.
I gotta get a haircut over here. What the heck is going on here? I got a lot of hair going on. Get a haircut.
Next up is Contract Live, and to give it a tagline, that's contract management in the cloud.
Okay.
And Mathieu is going to pitch now.
Matthew, let's hear from Matthew.
Hi. Hi, Jason.
Bonsoir, bonsoir, monsieur.
Bonsoir.
Or maybe bonjour, I don't know. I see some light there. You know, it's interesting, in Paris, it was 9:30 at night, and I was eating at a great restaurant, Poule et Pâtes. Has anybody been to Poule et Pâtes in the First and Drosmond?
Where is it?
85-year-old restaurant. It's amazing. Best chicken I've had in my life.
Yeah.
And everybody look up Poule et Pâtes. It's chicken in a pot.
Okay.
85-year-old restaurant. It had the
Not
best.
Pol Pot.
Not Pol Pot, no.
Like
it was.
Cambodian food.
No, not Cambodian food. I had chicken with morels, and I had French onion soup. It's amazing. I mean, I give that a 10 out of 10. It was in Zagat. I have the greatest way of, this is my little tip for people. If you want to find the best restaurant, go to Zagat, pay for the app. It's well worth it for $10 or $20 a year. Zagat is like Yelp if Yelp had a curator on top of it, if they had editors on top of the masses to just sort of verify. They were like the original crowdsourced platform. And so in Zagat, if you type the word locals, not local, locals, for whatever reason, the editors and the whole nomenclature, the whole vernacular revolves around what the local people like. As if, if you live in that district, where you go, like where you and I go, like some people like Achiga, some people like Sasabune, you like that other place over here on Wilshire.
King,
Sushi King, which I thought was, just by the name, I would never go to a place called
neither.
Sushi King, but then I went and I was like, oh my God, this place is really good.
Right.
Anyway, if locals like a place, but you have to read the review, because sometimes it says locals have fled.
Yes.
So the word locals is not alone. You have to actually read and get the context. But boy, this place was like it was rated the #1 in the first Androsmond, which is like the fancy Androsmond, for locals. And it was right. Okay, so your contract dash live, which we all know that we hate the dashes in names, but give us an overview of your company. I'm pulling it up on the screen. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. When you are in a company, you can manage everything with a software. I mean, you can manage accounting, clients, inventories, everything except contracts, because there is no software for that. And that's why we created Contract Live. Contract Live is the first contract management software based on the cloud in France. We help already over 50 companies to improve their legal safety and their productivity. We offer like deadline alerts so that you never miss any term or any renewal. We offer fact sheets and a search engine so that you can find your contractual information, like on Google instantly, and a lot of more functionality, like a digital contract library, like reporting dashboards. Well, everyone can use it, from small businesses to big companies, because it's very simple and because it's affordable. We start at only €50 a month. 10 years ago, Salesforce changed the market with a cloud-based CRM software. And now we think it's time for contract to change too with Contract Live. Hope to see you soon on contract-live.com.
Awesome. This is a amazing presentation for an amazingly good idea. Contract management. Now, this is something that's obscure to most entrepreneurs because they don't have contracts yet. But when you grow up and you become a big boy, big girl, all of a sudden you have 10 contracts. And then the person who negotiated the deal leaves the company. And now you've got this contract that auto-renews 30 days before. And it auto-renews every year. And it's for a $500 a month piece of software. So it's $6,000. And then you get your credit card charge for $6,000. You go, well, who's using this software? And people say, I don't know. And you go, well, that just cost us $6,000. And you go back and you call the company and say, we're not using it anymore. And they say, oh, well, did you read your contract? In the contract, it auto-renews 30 days before, and it's a yearly subscription. We can't do anything for you. And then you get in a big fight, and you got da-da-da-da-da. Big companies in legal departments, they have a contract management system. These things are typically homegrown. Some people use Excel. It's very expensive. And then you have lawyers or business development people spending their time on essentially what is administrative work. So something that should be costing 10 euros an hour, 20 euros an hour on an administrative basis is being done by an executive who's getting paid 100 euros an hour or 50 euros an hour. I'm talking in euros now because the American peso is worthless. Well, let me tell you something. You want to be humbled as an American? Go to Europe. I never felt so poor in my life as going to Europe. Thank God for the sales. You realize when you go there and there's 30% off that you're getting it for sticker price as an American. It's basically what it means. When something is like, oh, this is an $800 suit and it's $30 off, it's basically like, okay, so the 800 euros, $800. It was humbling. Do you know how much a hotel room is in Paris now? 400 euro, 500 euro. Do you know what that is for an American? $600-700. It's insane. Anyway, what's great about this is, and when he said only 50 euro a month, immediately I was like, oh my God, $65 a month. You know, you get this math up as an American. Well, you guys should all move here with your euros and just, you realize that this, you know how much this croissant costs in America for you? These beautiful croissants from Amandine, I think they cost, a croissant in Paris is a 150? What is it? How many euro?
Yeah, 150, yeah.
What's that? What's the best?
The euro,
80 cents.
Well,
Depends on the croissant.
it's more than €1.
More than 1 euro. Yeah. So anyway, basically that means that if you bought a croissant here, it'd be free. They would give you 25 cents back to eat the croissant. I did the math, and that's basically what would happen. Also, you see here, beautiful 37 signal style. Get the basic, get the premium, get the max. You know, it's just, people are obviously paying attention in Europe. And what's great is, I love the fact that now the European startups are executing on a level that is equal to the American startups. This is absolutely of the quality level of a website with all the best practices, explaining what the software does, making it easy. I mean, this homepage is basically, you couldn't have a more well put together. So the execution here is, I think, a 9, and the idea is a 9. This is absolutely, absolutely amazingly well done. And interestingly enough, I noticed that Balloon, another startup, is one of their clients. So that you always know that there's a good ecosystem going when people loan their logos to each other. I'm sure if I go to Balloon, it'll be like, oh, Contract Live is using our software. I mean, they're not using it, but
Yeah, we are.
Balloon doesn't have any contracts. They're not using it. They're just helping their friends out. But that's important. And
They have
just
contracts.
no, they are. But even there's a little nuance here. You know, like if you were to put the logos of all these companies in color, it would look terrible.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So they grayscaled them all, and they put them all there at the same size, and lo and behold, the web design holds up. That's a very nuanced design strategy technique that not everybody gets. And so I'm just blown away by the execution here. Great idea, great price. This is very disruptive because I think they're going up against people who charge $5,000 a month for contract management software to big companies. What do you give it in scores?
Execution looks, I mean, we're not into the product, we're judging it from the front page, but judging from the cover, it's a 9. And the idea I really like. It doesn't, I'm curious how big something like this can get. I think it can make a killing.
Oh yeah, it's going to make a killing. It's not sexy.
Right. I like these kinds of businesses. So I'm going to give the idea.
It's a business that can make $1 million a month.
I'm going to say a 9, 8.5 to 9 as well. On
Yeah. And the execution you gave?
9.
Okay. Wow. So very strong. Very strong. Very well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And This is one of those situations where I wonder if there's a U.S. equivalent of this company, and this might be a situation where the French got to this first, not dissimilar to foie gras and champagne.
Right.
And we may need to copy that with sparkling wine and pâté.
Right.
If you catch my drift. It might be an American company copying the French company. And let me tell you about something else amazing. Hiscox offers small business insurance, which means you're protected. You need to protect your startup. If this company, let's say this contract management company, right? Let's say they provide Contract Live to somebody, and the people who use it, they're paying $50 a month. They feel like, oh, the server was down for a second. Well, let's say it wasn't even down. Let's just say it was on their side. Oh, the server was down, or like some data got corrupted, right? Web services data doesn't make it up to the cloud. And they blame them for some contract not being in there, and then they lose some deal. They could sue them. Even though Contract Live...
if you lose a contract, that could be very expensive, yeah.
Let's say they lose a contract.
Right.
And it wasn't even their fault. Let's say if it wasn't Contract Live's fault. But they lose the contract.
Right. Sure.
The person on the other end doesn't understand how the internet works. They don't understand that when you upload something to the internet, you might want to check to see that it actually got there, because uploading is a process, just like something getting in there in the mail. You might want to send it and check. But let's say they don't check their work. Let's say they're irrational and they want to blame somebody. And they say, oh, this startup just got $5 million in funding. F it. We're going to go sue them. That kind of crazy stuff happens all the time to startups. Startups get shaken down all the time.
You did just bring up a great point, which is startups have their A round money or whatever, they're very susceptible to being just
shaken down.
No, sued out of existence.
Oh, absolutely. Because you get those legal bills piling up, and then it becomes a huge distraction.
Yeah.
What you need to have is some layer of protection. That's what insurance is for. Hiscox is going to help you do that, and it's super affordable. Professional liability insurance starts at just $22.50 a month. That's US dollars, not euros. And don't make the mistake that you, just because you haven't been sued yet, that you will not be sued. If you look at the long list of companies, just type in any successful company and then put the word sued. Yelp, sued. Mahalo, sued. Foursquare, sued.
Elon Musk seems to really attract
all of anybody. The more innovative you're doing stuff, the more chance you're going to get sued. And if you're hiring and firing a lot of people, if you're doing a lot of contracts, it's going to happen. And you need to have a partner in this. And Hiscox has done an amazing job of partnering with startups. Go to hiscoxusa.com/smallbiz.
There's also, they have that web show, the Leap Year.
They're doing the Leap Year.
If you go to their website, there's an interview. They have Josh Williams on there.
From Goala?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Oh, I saved myself.
Almost.
No sugar. No shinola. Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know Goala was in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Hiscox guys and gals over there are doing a great job of supporting startups. You tell them your Uncle Jason sent you. You tell them your cousin Tyler sent you. They're going to take good care of you. And get me, Mo 3000, get me the name of somebody. I want the name of somebody at Hiscox that my audience can email when they have questions. Get me a representative. I want a rep's name. But anyway, for now, just go to hiscoxusa.com/smallbiz and make sure you protect yourself and protect your valuable startup and the investment dollars put in it by angel investors like myself, possibly, or VCs. And when you get venture, you're going to be forced to get insurance. I mean, the venture guys are smart. Venture gals are smart. I'm always trying to make sure I don't use sexist language.
Sure.
So every time I say guys, I always add gals to it too, because I got a daughter. I want to make sure.
We just need a new ambiguous word.
Well, yeah.
Folks?
I know, but I don't like the word folks. It makes it seem like you're the hillbillies. So I like to use them.
Peeps?
Peeps. Yeah, peeps is good. Peeps can be
venture
either.
peeps?
My venture peeps and my startup peoples. Peoples. I'm going to use peeps. I love using peoples.
Okay.
Even though it's grammatically incorrect.
Yeah.
I like saying my peoples. Kirsten, who is the next startup?
Yes, the next startup is docTrackr, and as a tagline, the anti-Wikileaks for documents. Clement, come on, join. And
okay, the anti-Wikileaks, docTrackr. The anti-Wikileaks. Somewhere Julian Assange is turning his nose up. By the way, did you see Rupert Murdoch was hit by a pie today? And
No.
oh, you didn't see this?
No.
He was. Rupert Murdoch is testifying this morning.
Heard about that.
Some maniac decided to. I'm pulling up the old TMZ, but as you can see here, an assailant came up to Rupert Murdoch with a pie.
Oh, wow.
Of
is that the guy or the gal?
I'm not sure who did it. If it was the guy or the gal, but I think it was the gal was part of it. And the crazy thing is, then you see Wendy Dang, who is Rupert Murdoch's wife, jump over the back and smack the girl in the head, which I thought was awesome. I mean, that's what you want as a wife who's going to then, if somebody attacks you, just jump in the fray. She jumped in the fray like a tiger. I love it. Poor James Murdoch looked like he was, and I just want to say, no matter what happens in business or how bad things become or scandals or any of this stuff, that does not give you the right to assault anybody, for God's sake. People, I mean, it's not funny, and I can tell you this, you know, Bill Gates got smacked in a pot with a pie. I don't know if you remember that. These absurdists attacked Bill Gates, and what this does is it gives every psychotic person.
Actually, I'm going to take it one step. I'm going to go conspiracy theory here.
No, but I mean, look at this picture of Bill Gates.
I think Murdoch planted this to kind of shake
to get sympathy?
Yeah.
No, and I can tell you this. Look at this picture of Bill Gates getting hit with the pie. And I can tell you, you know, when I see a picture like that, the immediate thing I think of is that looks to me like an assassination about to occur. It looks like Reagan getting shot. It looks like, you know, any of those kind of horrific scenes. Bobby Kennedy, Malcolm, and when people realize, the psychotic people in the world realize that you can get to people and do this kind of stuff to them, it becomes a free-for-all. It's not funny. You have no right to attack another person physically under any circumstances. I don't care if you're an absurdist. I don't care if you're a performance artist. It gives the insane people in the world, the 0.001% of people who want to be famous, now they're going to have in their brain, oh, I can get to Rupert Murdoch. Oh, I can get to Bill Gates. And the next time somebody's going to get shot or stabbed and get killed, and we don't want to have a string of assassinations like this. We don't want people getting hurt. It's just unconscionable, and it's not funny at all. I find it, as an individual who now is a little bit high profile, you know, in a mini little way. You know, we had the guy who waited for me in the parking lot 3 days. I mean, I don't want to get whacked. Nobody wants. You know, this is just unconscionable. I mean, I disagree with what they did, and I mean, it seems like all the newspapers over there were hacking and doing crazy stuff. They were all using private investigators. So
I think
it was abhorrent. But you cannot attack a person physically because of something they do like this. I mean, it's just insane.
I think we'll know whether or not this was planted based on how much Fox covers it. If Fox covers it like crazy, it was planted.
No.
If they don't cover it,
no,
it wasn't planted.
No, this was not planted. I mean, you could see the terror in people's faces.
James
Murdoch. You look at James Murdoch, and poor James Murdoch is looking and thinks his dad is going to get killed. I mean, the fear on his face is palatable. This is unbelievable. It's just terrible. Okay, docTrackr. You are the anti-Wikileaks.
Not on Fox News. That's all.
The Fox was covering the whole thing. Okay, let's not take Clement's moment here. I'm sorry to go on a tirade, but I'm known for doing it. I have to speak my mind sometimes. Clement, what's your position on the phone hacking scandal? Let's get that out of the way first.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. So what is your position on the phone hacking scandal?
My position on the phone?
Yeah, the phone hacking scandal. Rupert Murdoch, the news of the world. What's your position? I'm just kidding.
Okay. I created a startup just to avoid that.
Yes, exactly.
So I'm completely against that, and that's why we created docTrackr.
Okay.
But in just a few words, imagine tomorrow I smash you with a pie. You would love to destroy the picture of you that will go over the internet. So this is what we do at docTrackr. We allow you to remotely destroy digital documents, and especially PDF and Office documents. And we go even further by allowing you to remotely update these documents and know what people are doing with that. How many people are watching you this photo of Rupert Murdoch who have been likely smashed. So this is what we do, and we do that through a web tool to help businesses to keep control of the documents they share each day. Imagine you invest in startups, you have to share a term sheet to these startups, or you want to have a customer, you send a quote, you want to know what these people are doing with that. So this is why we created docTrackr. We created this company 6 months ago. Our first customer is the French railway company, and that's it. We are looking to, we are running lean. We are looking for going from large companies to SMBs and going to launch internationally soon.
Awesome. This is a great idea. We had a company, what was a company at launch that was doing, at the launch conference that was doing, do you remember the name of the company? Was that the...
Somebody there said something?
That was Lockify, I guess.
Lockify, yes. So Lockify, also a similar idea. What I like about this idea, Lockify lets you lock up anything. This idea is protect a document, change a document, know when people are accessing the document. I've seen these kind of solutions before. They're typically very, very hard to use, and they require a lot of downloading of software. So my first question to you is, what platform are you using? Are you using the PDF format, or do I need a downloadable client? How hard is this to use? Because we're only seeing the concept here.
Our goal is to make it as easy as possible to use, so we are using PDF, and with allowing you to use that without installing any software. We are reusing the Adobe PDF Reader that is already shared into organizations. And we are reusing also Microsoft Office, but in this case with an add-in.
So the PDF format allows the tracking of IP addresses, who opened it, and when?
No, in fact, it's the reader itself that allow you to do that. It's a technology that exists for years, but it's reserved to really big companies with a bunch of really techie guys paranoid, and we at docTrackr we wanted to do that for everybody. So that's the reader will allow you this tracking more the layer we had at docTrackr.
So how do you technically do this? Do you put some tracking pixels inside the document? Am I required? I must be required to be online in order for this auditing to take place. Is that correct?
That's not exactly how it works. So the document is ciphered. So it's shared ciphered, but each time you want to open the document, it requests a connection over the internet to get the keys to encipher it.
Got it.
But the point is, since you're in the business, you want to work when you go to Paris through a plane, you want to work on that kind of documents. We've developed something to allow you to embed the key for a short time period into the document itself.
So as the document owner, I could say people are allowed to have this document for the next 72 hours. It's a term sheet. But after 72 hours, if they try to open it, it's locked, and the data has been destroyed.
Yep.
And so
you have even more than destroyed, you've blocked the access. That means you can go back on your action, and through this link, you can. It's not only protection, because protection is only a part of the solution in this case. It's also you can update your term sheet, and you can know what they did with the term sheet itself.
Now, as the user of the document, what protections do I have? Is it very clear to me that opening this document means it's going to be sent back to the person they know I opened it and what time I opened it? Do I know when changes occurred? Does it give me an alert and say, hey, by the way, the valuation in this document has changed, line 57 has changed?
Okay, so we don't want to be Big Brother. So yes, there is a pop-up that explains you everything, and we are completely transparent with the user. The purpose is not to track the user, but allowing you to exchange more on the document.
Listen, it's a great idea. I give the idea like an 8 or a 9. I'll give it an 8.5, I guess, if I'm going to say 8 or 9. The execution we don't know, so I think you've explained it well, but for the execution we cannot give a score because there is no execution. Tyler, what are your thoughts?
I feel like things like this, it's going to come down to the simplicity, right?
Yes, absolutely, simplicity.
So it is really hard to say, but
because these things have existed before, people just don't use them because they're too complicated and expensive.
Right. And so the innovation comes in the simplicity.
I agree. I mean, people use Bitly URLs as auditing tools now. I know people send me emails with Bitly links in them.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't click on Bitly links in emails because I know you're making one specifically for me, and you want to know that at 1 in the morning I opened it.
Right.
And then I've done it before. I've clicked on them, and then people say, I noticed that you opened the link.
Right.
What did you think of my business plan? And I'm like, well, I clicked it, I looked, and then I thought, I'm just too busy to read it right now. You know, like, it's just a heavy-handed way of doing things. I'm not saying I haven't done it myself before. I sent the CEO of a big company, when I started Mahalo, I sent big CEOs, like, hey, here's a preview version. And I knew when people logged in, but I would assume they would know that we would know when they logged in, if they logged in and what not. And it was interesting. But
Jason,
I have a little concern about that.
I like conceptually that the web needs more of this.
Yeah.
And it's going to come down to the simplicity.
I don't know why docStock or Scrib don't offer versions like this. They have those tools. If they offered auditing and versions.
Good point.
Yeah, they could just make it part of their package too.
Right.
Anyway, I like it. How are you going to charge for it?
That's depend. For a big corporation, we charge on request, and for small and medium businesses, we are defining the price right now. That's why it's not yet public. Do you have, by the way, do you have a mail that I would like to do a live demo with you, sending you a mail document and destroying you it directly? Do you have a mail address?
Yeah, you can send it to jason@mahalo.com. Jason at Mahalo. But let's have the next startup come up, and then when your thing comes up, if we have time, we'll pull it back up. So
Okay,
Kirsten, let's do the, we have a couple more startups, right, Kirsten?
Yeah,
Okay.
we actually
Thanks.
have 3 more startups if you have the time to...
Yeah, let's do a lightning round. Let's do them each for a minute.
Okay, so come on, guys. So you each get 3 minutes. Then let's do Yann of Reunik.
Reunik.
With K at the end, not with...
With a K at
Yeah,
the end.
got
Unique.
it. Okay, Reunik.
And there's a special link for you on the footer of the website. Because actually it's in French right now, and we're in building of translate.
No problem. So make your pictures live together.
Exactly. So I can see the you can translate it or rapidly.
Terrible
But
translation.
typically we are about us.
There's a link at the end of the website.
Oh, here, Jason.
Yeah, you just...
Okay, so we enter the website. Boom. Oh, you want me to log in? I'll use my Facebook, sure. Logging in with my
So basically, we are like social photo book, and I'm sure in your life you have the experiment that you had a very good time, you had friends, or you take a lot of pictures, and then what? You never had the opportunity to really get the photo book from those pictures, and that's that problem we want to address by doing 3 things. Is really helping you to gather pictures after events, and particularly getting the pictures when they are on all your social networks and from your computer, then helping you to choose. And I think we've built a lot of filters that help you to choose among all the pictures of your friend after an event, and that's what you can see on the demo. And third, and that's our thing, we do the photo book for you with our team of graphic experts, and we are now in beta. We are selling, and we have revenue based on selling photo books made by our team, and through that process. And we are definitely contemplating going internationally, and we're raising funds right now.
Got it. So what you guys do is you allow people to create a photo album amongst friends, and we on the web collaborate in building this book. So I've been doing this in iPhoto recently. I've been going through the first 18 years of my daughter London's life and building a book. But I had to go import my wife's photos into my iPhoto library, and now I'm sort of building it. But I also want my sister-in-laws, my 2 sister-in-laws who have photos, 3 sister-in-laws, my brother-in-law, I want my mom, I want everybody to put their photos into the book and collaborate on it. And of course, there's no tool for that. This is a tool for us to collaborate and build a book together, correct?
Exactly.
This is a brilliant idea. There's a real need for this. And I'm just playing with the interface there, very simple to use. I don't speak French perfectly, but I was able to figure it out pretty easily. Here's a bunch of people who are in my circle or whatever the case may be, and then they start picking photos and dumping them into the book, and then we build the book from there. Is that correct?
Exactly, and we have developed a lot of some filters, specific filters, because we're still working on a lot of new ideas that will ease the way you're going to move from one picture to another, and actually to select the good ones that you really want to get into your photo book.
Awesome.
And we'll do that working on the context information that now we are getting in masses from all the social network and that attached to the photos itself.
Awesome. I think it's a great idea. I don't know why you didn't make the top 3. I would have put you in the top 3. I think the idea is like an 8, and I think the execution is like an 8 as well. This is a very, very good idea. Absolutely translated into English and other languages as quick as possible. Tyler, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of how to market this, like where you could find some cool use cases that might be able to jump out in people's minds, you know?
Yearbooks.
That's the first thing I thought of. Was it kind of feels
Make
like
your own yearbook.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the unofficial yearbook for my college.
Yeah.
That would be a good thing to you. Do you have yearbooks in France? Does this concept exist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, even in France we have your
No, I don't know. It could be a cultural thing. So, what about if you rename the site My Yearbook or Unofficial Yearbook?
Yeah.
You know, and you just said, hey, we're going to take the same technology, but we're going to apply it just to kids in school and say, you guys make your own unofficial renegade yearbook. That could be like a really cool thing that they get to make the yearbook that, you know, and then print it that the school would not allow them to make. Anyway, great idea. Let's have the next startup come up.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Merci. Great idea.
Okay, as the Reunik photo books were sort of a real product, so we have another real product, and that's FUGU furniture. And Thomas, tell us something about FUGU.
FUGU furniture. FUGU.
FUGU furniture.com.
So this is a physical, real product. This is actual, real.
It's actual furniture. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
If Apple made furniture, that would be FUGU.
Wow.
I'll take one.
Hi, Jason.
How are you?
Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you.
Do you mind if I pitch in French?
No, we won't understand what you're saying, but go ahead.
Okay. So my name is Thomas. What I want to show you today is FUGU, actually. So what is FUGU, actually? It's not a software, I'm sorry. It's not an application. That's the product. I guess you already experienced it when you had to set up your furniture or when you had to move. It can be very actually pain in the ass when you have to move.
I know what that is.
Actually, we based on Apple and the success from the iPad, all these electronic devices that work very well. We did not understand why furniture cannot be mobile, actually. So we decided to build the lightest furniture in the world, uniting simplicity, quality, and design. So yeah, you can see the video right now. Our products actually, like Kirsten says, like the Apple for furniture. We want to make your life simpler by products that you can use whenever you move. Very easy to set up, and that's pretty much it. Right now we are in a process of setting up a partnership with big companies to co-develop the product. We will attend the Salon Maison Objet, which is an international fair in Paris. And I just wanted to show you, well, obviously I'm not sure you will be able to see it on the screen, but there are three pictures that I have in mind. That is three products, actually. There's air racks, hair bike for bikers, and also surfboards. All these products right now can be inflatable. So there's really an opportunity right now. And I think this is the beginning.
Wow.
We believe that this is the beginning. And just to show you, I don't know if you see me right now here. Yes. I hope this is HD video with your GoToMeeting system. Can you see here?
Yes, I see a piece of green plexiglass.
Right, that's it. So what's great with the designer? Yeah. Can I bring the table? I mean, I can bring the table, and I guess you won't see.
Right. So you put that hard piece of plastic on a inflatable, and now it feels more like a hard piece of furniture.
That's it. I mean, there are two fields actually. There are. We inflate the table with hair, and we inflate the table with water actually. So it gives the table more stability. On a second, I guess it's gonna be difficult. I'll try to show it right now. Can you see it? Can you see it?
Wow.
It's gonna be tough actually to show you. Well, anyway, so this is actually the coffee table. We designed it with Victor Boeda, who is our designer and young and talented designer. And actually, there's I think you can't see it right now, but on the sides you have you don't need actually LED to make it flashy. It doesn't need any electric sources. And the effect is pretty amazing.
Yes, and this is something that I know in college people will have an inflatable chair in their dorm room or a beanbag or something like that. I've seen inflatable couches before, and I can tell you they typically, people don't like them because they feel like they're not sturdy. That is the main issue. And it seems like you understand this issue. Like, I've seen these kind of ones that look like they're more like pool equipment. And for a college kid to have one, that's one thing. But I do like this idea of combining different materials with the air to make it more stable so that people feel more comfortable. And I thought that this was a crazy idea, except in our guest house, we have a pull-out couch and a pull-out bed couch kind of thing that has an inflatable mattress. And I thought, my God, this is going to be horrific being on an inflatable mattress. I slept on it. It was amazing. It was very comfortable because it had a very beautiful plush top and, you know, bedding. And so I love this idea, and I think in markets where, urban markets where people are, they move a lot and they have cost, this could be amazing. I don't know why, like I think in Japan or New York, and Paris and cities like that, this could be very, very powerful and work. And I love the idea that you put water in the base to make it more stable so it doesn't fall over. And then you could drain, I guess the idea is you could drain the water, and when you move, it's very easy to pack it up.
That's exactly the goal. And like you said, I mean, we really do not want to copy those swimming pool Chinese equipment that already exists.
Yeah.
We really want to have some quality in the product, which is really something that you don't have right now with inflatable products.
What is your distribution and marketing strategy for this product? Do you have one?
It's mostly, I mean, at the beginning will be our website and directly selling to companies to get quantities first. But yeah, the beginning will be our website and direct sales to huge companies to get quantity, volume of, minimum number of orders. Yeah.
And this has been around for a little while. Why hasn't it taken off typically?
It's actually, it's actually a tipping. Actually, there's a company in Europe called Blowfield. This is actually our competitor. It was launched 2 years ago. It has one model, and the model was they got design awards. It's very successful right now. They only have one model, but it's actually getting better. And yeah, based on their success, we have different product and different positioning. We are confident that this is gonna tip.
What is the name of it?
It's called Blowfield, B-L-O, and then Field. Blowfield is it's a company based in Netherlands.
Yeah.
And they have, when you see that, they have a kind of fake Chesterfield sofa. It's pretty, I mean, the design is pretty good, but they don't have the same, positioning. Their products are pretty expensive right now. If you see the sofa, for example, costs about 600 euros. So that's not something.
Wait, 600 euros for a sofa that's you blow up?
Yeah, that's the problem. So when we saw that, we said, come on, there's definitely a room for a competitor in between 600 euros and the Chinese competitors. And that's exactly, I mean, our prices will be in between, and we will obviously have different products, but we definitely think that these products are good, but too expensive right now.
Now, do you include a pump with this to make it very easy to set up?
Yes, there's a pump. There's actually there will be two pumps. There's going to be an electric pump. So obviously you won't have to inflate with your mouse, otherwise you'll be dead before it is already inflated. But you'll have an electric pump. You just have to plug it, and it's about, for example, for the coffee table, it takes 60 seconds to inflate. So that's pretty fast. And either you can plug it to an electric source, or you can have a kind of battery, and it's like 60 seconds to inflate.
That is the interesting thing for me, is that these things now come with the little pump, and that's what's made it really nice, is that we can inflate this thing that we're doing so quickly that when we have a guest over, they rave about how comfortable it is, but super easy to set up as well, which I think is going to be critical. Anyway, I think for young people that this could work really well. I think for bars and restaurants, I mean, that would be my strategy. If this was my company, my strategy would be to do a pop-up store, literally, in a park. So parks always want furniture, right? Like you go, and this is one of the great things about the parks of Paris. Beautiful. I was with my wife, and she's like, we're walking through some of the parks in Paris, and she's like, my God, look at these chairs. I looked these chairs up. These are like, you know, $600 iron chairs, and they're not tied down. And she goes, why don't people steal them? And I said, because they're not criminals, and they have pride in their country. They would never take a, nobody steals the beautiful tables and chairs from the parks in Paris, do they?
Well.
Okay, maybe they do.
I guess they do.
Maybe they do. Maybe I should have picked a couple up when I was there. But anyway, the point is, beautiful chairs and stuff like that. I would on a summer day, go to a park or something like that, inflate 50 of them with logos on them, and videotape what happens when you inflate them. And see if the police come or what happens. And just let people sit in them. And I think you would just make this incredible viral commercial of people loving it. And you could just give them, you could have representatives there just handing them the online website, just a card that says, here, 25% off. I would just do like literal guerrilla literal pop-up stores in the middle of the street. I mean, it wouldn't stop traffic, but you could literally on a bridge somewhere just put up 5 chairs. It'd be incredible.
That's exactly what we did actually. But 2 weeks ago, we only had prototypes, but we did it in the park, and we actually found a client in the park. Actually, we we had a shooting, and we included the guys. There was young children suited in white, and they actually know they are in our catalog. So we found the client, and that was a pretty, like you said, it was pretty effective way.
Doing this for, you know, it's interesting. Everybody who has a kid makes a little play area for their kid, and one of the main concerns is safety. So your weakness could be the strength in the children's market, which is you don't want to invest a lot of money in children's furniture because they outgrow it, and you don't want heavy, hard stuff. You want stuff that's going to bounce and break and not hurt them, because people probably spend more child-proofing adult furniture by putting like stuff on it than you might charge for this, or half the price. So, and then if you after your child, you can deflate it, put it in the attic.
I just realized something.
Yeah.
Is part of the appeal for this in the French market that it's so hard to get a sofa up those round stairs that you guys live in?
Yeah, is it because of the narrow hallways that you can actually get a big couch into a small place?
Yeah, that's exactly the main. For example, personally, I had to move 3 times in, let's say, within 2 years, and it was really a pain in the ass to move it in Paris, and especially
for people that haven't been into apartment buildings their elevators, you can barely fit 2 people in them.
Well, you can fit 1 American,
right?
And you can fit 3 French.
And the staircase, if somebody's coming down and someone's coming up, someone has to step aside.
Yeah, you're basically, but not if you're French. If you're French,
and they're round.
You're very thin. If you're French, just pass right by each other.
No, but you're not getting a sofa up there.
No, you have to pay for movers to do that. But
they use cranes and stuff outside.
Through the window.
Yeah, through the window.
But you know what this makes me think of is gummy bear vitamins.
Gummy bear vitamins.
Inside from
Thailand. Is there such a thing as gummy bear vitamins?
Yeah.
Does gummy bear make vitamins?
Yes. Not gummy bear doesn't.
No, but there are chewy vitamins. I've had them.
There are.
I'm an investor in Smarty Pants, which is essentially children's vitamins that taste good.
But they have a special angle, which is for the chemicals are especially for young brains. But my concern is that, yeah, I like the idea of this, but even if it were to get large, the Chinese are going to knock this off in no time.
Of course they are. That's why you need a very well-branded product, right?
Right.
I mean, that is the issue, is you're going to need to have some sort of, like IKEA, some service wrapped around it, and some branding to protect it.
I think maybe even the policy would be the key differentiator.
So if it came with we'll replace it if it gets poked, that would be great.
Right.
Yeah. Do you have any ideas around that, the sort of,
sure,
warranty?
You mean the sustainable advantage to protect ourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually, like you said, I mean, there are, let's say 2 points. Yeah, obviously there's the marketing. I mean, market it and brand it in a cool way. I hope we did it well right now, but obviously the patent, we are trying to patent it. It's the patent is pending for, the way the inflation system, inflating it both with water and air. So this is obviously a protection for us. And yeah, like you say, I mean, we did not think about it, but obviously the idea of associating a good service around it, and probably being closed and associating. Yeah, I don't know what was your idea behind the service, but yeah, I mean, more or less, I mean, like you say, the two ideas are, yeah, the two ideas to protect ourselves are the patent, IP, and the marketing.
Okay, let's do the last company, Kirsten, so that we don't leave out Capture.io.
Yes, last company is Capture.io, and Damien is going to tell us.
Hi, Jason. Hi, Tyler.
Hello. Hey, Damien, how are you doing?
Hey, very good. So my startup is Capture.io. It's basically an application that turns anything into a business card. So imagine you just have to send a picture of an object, for instance, my t-shirt. Do you see my t-shirt?
Yeah.
And you send it by email, and then you receive instantly the V-card, the contact information that had been associated with this t-shirt, with this object. So in this case, it's my personal t-shirt. So imagine one day you have a networking time, you hand out business cards to people, and before that, imagine that you have linked with Capture.io your V-card with your actual business card, so that people can just snap your business card to actually save directly into their phones your contact information, which would be like much easier than typing everything, name, first name, email address, phone number, etc.
Okay.
So right now it's yeah.
Okay, I totally get the idea. You take a picture of something on the person. You didn't explain it perfectly well, but I get it from looking at the website. If you wore a certain T-shirt every day, or you had a tattoo, I could take a picture of it, email it, and then back comes your contact information.
Yeah.
Okay, you've almost got a great idea. Almost. Right now, it's not a great idea. I don't think, because I have to wear the same T-shirt every day, or I got to get tattoos, right? However,
or a business card. You just have to link, for instance, your business card with with your contact information.
Right. Like I said, you're so close, but you missed. The better thing to do would be if I take somebody's picture, to be able to email it, and based on facial recognition, I get their contact info.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now there's a big security concern here, because if I could take Tyler's picture off the web,
right,
and email it,
have his contact
and then
info.
have your contact info.
Right.
So I don't understand how that would. Maybe it would ping me if somebody wanted my contact information based on my photo.
Approval, yeah.
So I would have the ability to approve it if somebody sent the photo there. But then why not just type my name in? It's too complicated right now, is my feeling. Maybe if it was a live scanning application where I just like red laser held it up, and when it showed Tyler, if it did it live and brought down. So have you thought about facial recognition to get the contact info?
So right now the technology is not ready to do like facial recognition. So it's based on image recognition.
Well, your technology is not ready, but Google and Facebook certainly have it ready.
Yeah, for a limited amount of photos where they are like your friends, it's like
right. So why don't you do it based on location, or based on social network as well? So if you know, like if you just launched this just in Paris, you'd have a smaller pool. So it'd be like, okay, where are you? I'm in Paris. Okay, and now I have this photo of a white guy who's got a shaved head and has Tyler's features.
Sure.
Okay, now I'm going to search through that person, and it says Tyler Crowley, yes or no, or it shows the 5 people who look like Tyler Crowley, and says which one did you meet? Tyler, Jason, Susie, Bob. I don't know. This is a very creative idea, so I applaud you for it. I just don't know if I want to go through this much work.
I'm trying to imagine the use case. You're at a conference. Do you tell somebody, take a photo of my shirt and email it to this website? Email it to this email address?
Yeah, like by the amount of instructions I give them, I could have handed them a business card.
Yeah, sure, but
or I could have Bump. I could use Bump.
Yeah, sure. But right now, it's a really young startup, as I said, it started a month ago. So there are features that are going to roll out in the next few months. For instance, a native app. For instance, iPhone, Android.
I think there's something underlying really cool, because it's actually not that different from QR codes.
It's like QR codes, but you get to set what the object is.
Correct.
Well, yeah. What if two people have a butterfly, have the same butterfly T-shirt, and we both decide that the butterfly logo is how we're going to send our contact info? What happens then?
It's like a Twitter username. Like it's the first that has, for instance, the JSON username that.
Yep.
That is, yeah.
Okay.
So the first.
I applaud you for creativity, but have users started using this yet?
Yeah, I have about like 150 users right now.
And what's their experience when you talk to them? Do they like using it? Do they find it complicated?
They're finding it simple because like you just need a camera and email, so simple, but like it's a little tedious. For instance, like typing the email address. So they're highly looking forward the app that is going to roll out in the next few months.
Okay.
So that's the feedback.
All right. Very good. Awesome. Let's pick a winner, Tyler.
You know what this feels like? Yeah.
What is?
This feels like a three-colored cat named Carlos.
Insight from Tyler.
Wow. Feels like a three-colored cat named Carlos.
Yeah.
So a cat that has three colors.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what that means?
I don't actually know what that means. I've never heard that colloquialism.
Three-colored cats are females. All three-colored cats are female.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So it feels like a male cat that's a female cat.
No.
A female cat that's a male cat. It feels like you met something that's not what it is.
Yes. And the name doesn't quite fit with I don't mean the branding of the name, but if something is amiss.
It's odd.
There's an oddity there.
Yeah.
And there's maybe it's intentional creativity, I'm not sure. But
it's like a $2 bill.
No.
It's like a $2 bill it's like giving a $2 bill to blank. I got to work on this insight from Tyler, but somehow there's an insight with $2 bills. That is, there's still real currency, but you're still going to confuse people when they get one.
Sure.
It's like paying for your coffee with a $2 bill.
Not your coffee, perhaps.
It'd have to be something else. Like I'm trying to deconstruct how you make your insights.
Yeah.
But it'd be like using a $2 bill to buy a 50-cent cup of coffee.
No.
It would be like using a $2 bill in a $1.99 store?
No, it'd be like trying to get change. It's like trying to get a $2 bill as change or something like that, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's pick a winner. Let's go through here, and then let's give the winner a table at the launch conference in 6 months.
Okay.
That would be a big prize.
Heck yeah.
And we actually have the date for the launch conference. I hate to do a little plug here, but I want to inspire people to...
especially French. We need more of the French folks to come to these.
Yes.
Man.
So the conference is going to be
I
on...
want them to know that we get tons of Japanese.
Yes.
Tons from Tel Aviv.
The French are behind.
Everywhere.
Everybody knows.
And you guys have really good startups.
I can't believe it. I think
time.
the strongest set. I mean, I think that Paris is beating London now in terms of the quality of the startups the last.
And they're
times.
close. They're both really good.
Both really good, but I think that Paris has the edge right now.
But we get more of the UK stuff. Like
we
the
do.
Top 10 Co was there.
Yeah. So anyway, March 7th and 8th, 2012 is the launch conference, and anybody can present there if they're presenting something new. There's the 1.0 competition, which will be a brand new company nobody's heard of. Now, all 6 of these companies you've heard of, right? We just described them. They can participate in the 2.0 competition, which is they build something on top of what they existing have that's just extraordinary. So, and then you can have a table at the event. If your startup doesn't have like a big, huge 2.0 innovation, but you just want to be there, we're going to sell startup tables, and I think we sell them for $1,000, which is a pretty good deal because it has 3 tickets.
We did have Stride from France.
We did?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, going through this, I want you to pick your runner-up with this time, and then your first place. Runner-up, and then your first place. And we're basing that on the startup you would most want to invest in. The startup you would most want to have shares in. Is that the one or the one you'd most want to use? What should we base it on? What would you like?
I'd say use.
Okay, so we'll base it on use. Which one would you most like to use? Can we play some La Vie en Rose or something? We need a little thinking music here. Da 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 da. Ba ba capture IO da 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 Reunik da 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 docTrackr and StudyKa contract live and FUGU furniture da 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 da.
I'm ready.
I know you are. I'm not. I'm having a tough time here. So there's a lot of parody here. The one I would most want to use.
I know which one you want to use.
Yeah, I do too, actually. Okay. I am going to write down. That's my first. And my second is. I'm going to go. Okay. Okay. I'm ready. Okay, what is your runner-up?
Runner-up for me, which is probably in your top 2, is StudyKa.
No.
Okay.
StudyKa is Tyler's runner-up. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
What'd you have?
My runner-up is FUGU furniture.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like I would, you know, like out on my deck and stuff like that, I would, if they made like lawn furniture, like for your lawn or for a party, I would actually use it.
Sure.
Kids party, you know. I think this got a lot of legs. So who is your first place then?
My first place is Contract Live.
Ah, Contract Live, because you have a lot of contracts building up already.
Yeah.
And at this point, I love Contract Live, but in this point in my life.
And beautiful execution.
Very good. Reunik for me, Reunik, terrible name. But maybe it means something in French, but it's a terrible name in English. Reunik, for me, I am trying to...
no, I knew that was the one.
You knew that. I'm trying to build a photo books, and I would like to do that. So we both picked different people, so then let's just take
What was your number one? That was your number one? Yeah, that's the one you want to use.
Okay. Huh. So then we're going to get... Should we
so
give...
it comes between Reunik and Contact Live.
Why don't we just give both of them a table? Because they both got first.
I think they're...
All right, so here's what happens. Kirsten, both of them get a table and 3 tickets. The first place, Reunik gets a table and 3 tickets. And so does Contract Live. They get a table and 3 tickets. That means they get to come to the Valley, bring 3 people to the conference, have a table there for the 2 days, all courtesy of the launch conference. Now, the runners-up, I'll give them 2 tickets each as well. And the runners-up were FUGU and StudyKa. They both get 2 free tickets to the event, but no table. Okay, Kirsten, once again, you have done an amazing job. Big round of applause for Kirsten, everybody. I have to say, it's such an amazing community, and all it takes is one great leader in the community to make things happen. Kirsten has just, and she's very selfless about it. She, you know, I met her, and she's just a wonderful, delightful person who came to London to meet with us, and hardworking, and just does it for the love of the startups and does it for the love of the communities, which is why we do it. So she's sort of one of our people, and you know, we find these people, you know, in every city, and now I think Kirsten and who's our guy in London? Yell it out to me, guys. Oh, God, I can't. Steve in London. I mean, you have these folks who are putting together these amazing meetups and building these great communities, 25, 50, 75 people. And now we've got people South Africa, Brazil, this country, that country. Everybody's following their lead. And so, you know, we try to do it quarterly with Paris, but the other cities are going to probably be every 6 months. And then in the fall, we're going to go to Paris and we're going to go to London and have our trip.
We got to do a Tokyo.
I don't know why Tokyo hasn't done one.
They're there. Well, we'll get it.
We'll get there. Yeah, I think Seoul and Tokyo will be next.
It's a language thing.
Anyway, thank you, Kirsten. You do a wonderful job putting this together, and I know it's a lot of work, and we do appreciate it, and I'm sure the startups really appreciate it. And if you want to follow Kirsten, she's on Twitter, Kirsten Winkler, Winkler, Kirsten Winkler. Is she on the back? We should make her an honorary producer. Is she a producer yet, Carolyn? Okay, so make her an honorary executive producer. She doesn't have to pay the fee. That's it. You're an honorary producer. You really need to be on there, and since you do all that work. And this is like
Thank you so much, Jason.
Of course, of course. I was asking Chris Anderson from the TED conference, how do you do the TEDx? Because you guys are such control freaks. We're playing poker.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, it's very simple. Laura Stein. And I said, oh, Laura Stein's an old friend of mine who does she runs TEDx. And I said, well, how do you know the qualities of it? He said, well, they don't want to disappoint Laura Stein. And if she says she looks at the tweets And if they put a bad speaker on, or if the conference goes poorly, then you lose your spot as the meeting organizer. And I said, my God, that's brilliant. That's more pressure than you could put on anybody, is just public performance. And so with Kirsten, like, everybody's like, oh my God, you don't really know her. How do you trust her? And it's like, well, she does a great job, so what more do I need to trust? If these 6 startups were terrible, and then we go find somebody else to do it. But that's the way to build a community, I think, is to sort of trust that they're going to do a good job, and we're going to give our attention to them and support, and it will build. And so Paris is just a leading example of that. Very happy with the Paris community. Every time. I think is this the third one we've done, Kirsten? Is it third?
It's the fourth.
Fourth, my goodness.
It's 1 year, it's our first anniversary, first birthday.
Wow. We need to do we should do a roundup post. Carolyn, do a roundup post. Or I'm sorry, yeah, Carolyn, do a roundup post of the companies that have presented at all 4 meetups and the dates and where are they now, just like a link kind of thing, and work with Kirsten on that. Should we just round up all the great startups we saw in the first year? Hey, everybody, thanks to Hiscox for helping us with insurance. What a great company. And GoToMeeting, thank you as well. If you are a fan of, it's great, I get these like fans of the shows are so loyal to the sponsors. So make sure you tell them when you call, hey, I found out about you on This Week in Startups. Make sure you thank them on Twitter. Make sure you thank them on your Facebook and Google+. We'll see you next time on This Week in Startups.
Spend the money and defeat you. It's been a minute, so you thought you were safe. You trapped behind these bars like you locked in a cage. Stuck behind bars, making minimum wage. Your bar's tender. Here's a tip, get you a raise. Ain't nobody gonna offer a profit to motherfuckers who ain't rocking it, topping the hip hop charts and then stopping it. Quick to drop a set opposite of the hottest shit, copping it. It's the profit kid. Home is quick to accomplish. I'm positive. Getting green like a roster with a lot of dread. Money's piling up like the Washington Monument. The way I'm steering this track, it'll make you car sick. The only time you're gonna see green is when you barfing. I'm the Mothman, consider this the prophecy. I'm in it to win it, that's why I'm making a prophecy. And I won't spend it till my rich is stupendous. And I'm selling sicker than tech is the method is to keep it independent. Money is the root of all evil. What? Funny how it feeds my people. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money and defeat you. Yeah. Money is the root of all evil. What? Funny how it feeds my people. Yeah. We ain't gonna live like equals until we get the money, spend the money and defeat you.